Hi, everybody. This is Annalise, your mate from Shelter. This is a message directly to my Shelter crew. If you've got this link and you're watching this, it's because you're in Shelter. As you know, I'm one of the co-creators of Shelter. I'm also known as Carolia's backup dancer sometimes. And I love it, and I love being here. So, what this is the little eye of Sauron. Anyway, what is really tickling my fancy right now, and has been since I jumped into Shelter, which was pretty much a couple of weeks in after Carly set it up. I was like, this is where I want to be. Was Sādhanā. So Sādhanā is, as we know, it's our practice. It's our spiritual practice, and some Sādhanā I've got in lock, and then there's others that just need that little bit more support to get going. And so a lot of my practices have come from a container. I've learnt the practice. I've practiced it with people for long enough that it becomes part of my life, and it's easy. So as a community of practice, what I'm interested in is offering a course as such, or a pick your path own adventure, or whatever, a container that holds us in our sadhana, holds us in new sadhana, holds us in the capacity to support others in their sadhana. So this Shelter is a sangha. This is the collection of people under the teachings, coming together to hold each other. Here's the teachings, and this is us holding each other in the teachings. So how can you help me? How can I help you? How can we come around that person that needs it, to pull them in, to help lift them up? How can we deepen our practice? How can we take it lower? How can we take it higher? How can we make it more full? How can we activate it in different areas of our lives until it's a practice that is seamless? Blessings on the goddess for all that is coming to me. This is for me. That's the practice that I'm working with at the moment, the medicine from classical tantra. So thank you, Carolia. You taught me that one. Aho. So just from a very logistical point of view, I want to know what practice you're doing. I want to know what practice you want to do. I want to know your timing, because also stepping into Shelter, I've had a real strong desire to do things differently, to step down from the top-led model of learning and learn in the weight of the knowledge of the circle. So I'm going to invest my time in picking up all the threads and weaving them, but I need you to throw your thread at me, and so I can start to look at it and weave it and have these conversations. So one of the things that came through to me today was, those who are really interested in setting up and working in a sadhana group, we will have, this is what I'm working, my idea is that having 4 online meetings, maybe definitely in this year, so 1 a week, and each person will come in and talk about our sadhana and what we want from this container. So it's going to be 4 sadhana meetings. They're going to be available to people in Shelter. If you know people who aren't in Shelter but who have an interest in sadhana, bring them into Shelter and hook them up with me. So I'll organize some Zoom links, and we will start talking about sadhana in the community of practice that is Shelter. So bring it. Bring you. Grab that link. Put it in your calendar. Support me with all my neurodiversity to make these good things happen. So, come back to me. Help me. Encourage me. And I will do everything I can to really ignite this thread that I see is super cool and super important. And we have got such a cool community. The more that I'm starting to know who's in this community, I know a few people in this community already, and I think very highly of all of them. But I'm also starting to meet other people through this community, and I'm like, whoa, this person is next level. On that note, I did do an Instagram live with Melissa Billington, who was in this group. It was supposed to be a podcast, but technology was a little bit Pluto and Aquarius. So we pivoted, and we got what we got. And we will do that podcast again. But if you want to hear that conversation, it's cool, man. If you want to know a little bit more about me and how I interview people, which is so funny. And Melissa, who is out the gate, beautiful, cohesive woman with such a rich tapestry of work behind her. Go onto my Instagram, which is the Joy Body, and look at that, and comment and tag yourself and stuff in there, so I can connect with the shelter group outside, and and also we'll start bringing people into this space. I just want to deeply acknowledge Carolia as the instigating force for shelter. I want to acknowledge all my friends in this group, and I want to acknowledge all the people that I've yet to know. So thank you, and also to the fertile ground that is shelter. So I really want to acknowledge the potential that's there, and how we're growing into it. So come with me. Let's go on a Sādhanā journey, and let's pull in those threads and weave a container that is super nourishing, super on point, super on time, and that just gives us everything that we need from an online community. Go well.